Hey, World Entertainment, and if you remember, we did a video a while back that a brand new The Mummy is happening. Now, questions where, is it a reboot, is it a remake, is it a sequel, is it a prequel, what the hell is it? Well, it's seemingly none of the above, because it's not even for Universal. It's in fact from Blumhouse, and I believe it's going to be with Warner Brothers. How exactly they're able to do this, I don't know, unless Universal is either sharing the rights for The Mummy or something. I don't know. It is weird. But apparently they have started production on this movie, and with that we've now been given who is set to be what they believe the lead of the movie. And the reason I say it that way is because they're not 100% sure whether this person is actually playing the hero or the creature itself. But all indications seem to be they're playing the hero. So we'll dive into this and have a look, because this is a weird one in terms of how this movie is happening when Universal owns the monster rights, and it's seemingly nothing to do. And they actually state that it's nothing to do with any of the previous Mummy movies. So it says, late last year, we got word that The Mummy is set to rise from the tomb once again, with director Lee Cronin taking the helm of the new movie from Blumhouse Atomic Monster. Now, as production gets underway, the studio has announced that the project has found its lead. Jack Reynor of Midsummer and The Perfect Couple and Cherry is set to star, though we don't have any details on his role. It's assumed that he'll play the hero and not the monster. Raynor's other credits include What Richard Did, for which he won an ITFA award for Best Actor, Sing Street, for which he won that award again for Best Supporting Actor, as well as Flora and Son, Free Fire, and Catherine Bigelow's Detroit. In 2015, he won the Sundance Film Festival's Dramatic Special Jury Award for acting for his performance in Gerard Butler's film Glassland. Upcoming projects include the second season of Prime Video's spy drama Citadel and John Carney's musical comedy Power Ballad. And the one thing they leave out from all of that is one of his first roles, main Hollywood roles, was in Transformers. I believe it was the fourth one. It was the fourth one? Yeah, I think so. I can't even remember what the hell it was called. The first one that Mark Wahlberg was in. He was the daughter's boyfriend. So, coming off the success of his thrillingly nasty Evil Dead Rise revival, Cronin was announced as director of the untitled horror project with a release date of April 17th, 2026, earlier this year. Blumhouse, Automatic Monster, and Warner Brothers later revealed that it will actually be a new take on the classic Universal monster. Cronin will also pen the script, and he said this in a statement: "This will be unlike any Mummy movie you've ever laid eyeballs on before. I'm digging deep into the earth to raise something very ancient and very frightening." So Atomic Monster and Blumhouse are co-financing the film with James Wan, Jason Blum, and John Kevill, I think, on board as producers. And that just gives you a bunch of bloody producer names, which we don't care about. So though plot details are still under wraps, we do know that this project will have nothing to do with Stephen Sommers' 1999 movie starring Brendan Fraser, nor the 2017's notorious flop starring Tom Cruise. There have been reports that another movie set in Sommers' Mummy universe is also in development. However, previous rumours have claimed that a new reboot or direct sequel to the original might be in the works, but insider Daniel Richman recently reported that the project is actually going to be a prequel. And it kind of just rambles on then a bit about the other movies and stuff. So, as you're hearing there, this version of The Mummy has absolutely nothing to do with the Brendan Fraser Mummy or the Tom Cruise Mummy. And the Tom Cruise one, of course, did have that little link to the Brendan Fraser one, if you've seen the movie. But again, and you see there that there's nothing in here that actually discusses how exactly Blumhouse and Warner Brothers are doing this movie when the rights of the Mummy belong to Universal. So whether or not Universal have a deal with them in place or something saying, yeah, you pay us, we'll let you use this monster and stuff, and the name obviously, because it is down as The Mummy. It's not like it's a different name for this thing, it's called The Mummy. So we don't quite understand how that is happening. If it's the Evil Dead Rise director, now Evil Dead Rise, it gets, some people really enjoy it, so I didn't particularly enjoy it. I don't like the new remakes of Evil Dead. I think they lack the fun of the originals, and they're more kind of like, ooh, look, gory stuff rather than just actual story and whatnot. But the fact that he's on it, I think it is getting confirmed as well that it will be R-rated, that he is going very dark and gruesome with it, which is another issue. Is like, is that all you're going to do? Is it like you're not really going to have all that much of a story? It's just going to be like, ooh, look, gore fest, because that's just boring and lazy, to be honest. I don't know whether or not there's even much interest in a new Mummy movie, especially when it's outside of the whole actual Universal Monsters realm. You know, that this will be at Warner Brothers and stuff. Don't know. It's going to be very interesting. And as for Jack Reynor being added to the cast, the fact that they've started to film it, they've only cast him by the looks of it, they've no idea who he's actually playing, which is interesting. The fact that it's like, hey, we've cast him, but they haven't actually said who they've cast him as is interesting. I doubt he will be the monster. The way things are going and the way we're talking about this now, it sounds like they'll get like probably a nobody, really, and no one like of a big name to play the Mummy itself. I don't think they would want to risk doing that again. But it's going to be interesting to see what this movie is and how it's actually going to work. But they've started to film it, so I'm sure we'll start getting more casting news and maybe some more details on what this movie actually is, how it's going to work, and how exactly Blumhouse with Warner Brothers have the ability to make it without Universal. It's going to be weird. But there you go. The Mummy has found its lead, or at least has cast someone who's potentially its lead, and it is currently filming. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.